rose and flowering formula. It is a 2-6-4 NPK. The middle number is your phosphorus. That'll give you a nice flowering formula. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, NPK. It is a high-energy mix containing fish, seaweed, yucca extract, molasses, and humate. So you're getting a lot of good stuff in one bottle. The application rate is 1 ounce per gallon of water every week or two for best results. Foliar spray early in the morning while the morning dew is still out is ideal because that's when the pores are open on the leaves and the nutrition will go in through the leaves, down the stems, and into the root zone. So you'll get much higher yields, better, more bang for your buck. All that nutrition goes straight into the plant. Also, put it on the soil too, a nice little drench now and then. Really builds the biological life in the soil, increases the organic matter, feeds the microbes in the soil, and makes it very healthy. You'll see a lot of earthworms, it won't be hard packed, it'll retain moisture better, also be better able to drain. It really increases your yield, and anything that flowers, it's fantastic for. You want to increase your bud production, this is the product for you. It will really bring out the color on the flowers immensely, and it will also make them smell a lot better. So if you're into the aroma, this is a really nice product. It is made with all organic ingredients, so you can feel really good about using it. It's safe for pets, kids, yourself, and it's good for the environment.
You love taking care of your plants, but did you know that water alone is not enough? They need important nutrients to thrive. Miracle-Gro liquid all-purpose plant food is an easy-to-use concentrate that feeds all types of plants instantly. Always remember to shake the bottle well before each use. In the garden, mix 1/3 capful in 2 gallons of water to feed up to 20 square feet. Apply by thoroughly soaking the soil around each plant. Feed every 7 to 14 days for big, beautiful Miracle-Gro results. For houseplants, mix 1 teaspoon per gallon of water and apply every 2 weeks to the soil. It's as easy as that, feeding while watering.
This is BioAdvanced All-in-One Rose and Flower Care. It's 3 products in 1: fertilizer, insect control, and disease control. Apply it every 6 weeks throughout the growing season to promote bigger, more abundant, more beautiful blooms. Just measure, work granules into the soil, and water in. You'll get stronger roots and protection from listed insects such as aphids, whiteflies, adult Japanese beetles, and more. Plus, you'll also get protection from listed diseases like black spot, powdery mildew, rust, and others. Choose from granules or concentrates. And remember, there's no spraying, so application is easy.
Our Founder's Fish Fertilizer. We think this is one of the best fish fertilizers on the market. This is the only fish fertilizer that we've found that is made out of the entire fish. It's not just made from the byproduct of fish, but it's actually the entire fish. So you have all the fish oil included in the fertilizer. That gives you a full spectrum of micronutrients that are available to the plant and to the mycorrhiza in the soil. So you feed the mycorrhiza in the soil and they make all of the nutrients available to the plant in a symbiotic relationship. fish fertilizer is one of the best ways to do that.
Today we're going to plant a rose bush, and roses are another plant that really like to have a specialty soil. So I'm going to plant this in ground in my garden, but I'm going to amend the soil with some specialty rose and flower soil, so that way it'll get the nutrients that it needs. And I'll also use a little bit of fertilizer that is also formulated for flowers and roses. So the first thing that you'll want to do is to find a place in your garden that you want to start your rose garden. And roses generally like at least 6 hours of full sun a day. Now, I happen to be standing in the shade, but this part of my garden does get a lot of sun in the afternoon. So this is where we're going to plant it. The next thing you want to do is to dig a hole that's as deep as the root ball and a little bit wider. You can go up to twice as wide. I don't think you need to go quite that wide, but you can go up to twice as wide, but at least as deep as the root ball. And so I've pre-dug my hole here, and I've got my beautiful Eden rose here. Or actually, this one's called Ebb Tide. There should be, I think there is a rose called Eden, but we're going to do Ebb Tide today. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rose out of the nursery pot here. And sometimes they get a little bit stuck. You got to be careful with your thorns. Grab it by the base, and you just kind of want to ease it out. There we go. And you'll see it's already, the root ball's already starting to come apart a little bit here. And then you want to set it in your hole here and see how that fits. If you ended up digging your hole a little too deep, you can take some of the planting mix, the rose planting mix, and put a little mound underneath your rose to kind of push it up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do before I actually put the soil in and get it watered is I'm going to turn the plant just so we've got a nice shape facing forward in the bed, and then that way you'll be able to see the roses. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the rose and flower fertilizer, and this gives it a little extra boost for nice blooms. A little bit of that in there. And you can also use a liquid fertilizer when you're fertilizing your roses. This one actually hooks to the hose, and you can fertilize that way. I put some of my rose soil in the bucket here to make it a little easier, and I'm going to get that around there. And you want to backfill in, but the top of the root ball should be level with the top of the soil, so you don't want to mound it up around the bottom of it. And get that all nice and patted down there. The soil is going to settle as you water it, and that's going to give you a little well to add water. Roses need nice deep watering, so it's important that you set up a watering schedule where you're going to water it so that it's deep. If you're not sure whether it needs water, do the finger test, and you stick your finger in the ground, and if it feels moist, you're good. If it feels dry and crumbly, then you'll want to add some water to it. And then the last thing we're going to do is water the rose in. So I have my trusty watering can here, which you can use your hose. You can also set up a drip line to your rose bush. And I want to get a nice good soaking all the way around the hole and get the root ball nice and soaked. So I'm going to use about half of this 3-gallon watering can. And what you can do is you can, as you see the water come to the surface, stop for a moment or two, let the water soak in, and then water again one more time. So that's how you plant a rose using specialty soil, and I wish you happy gardening.
So we all know that our grandparents used to use cow manure or some sort of organic manure when planting plants. And the reason is it's just really hard to beat. It's got all of the micronutrients and organic matter that really help feed the soil, which feed your plant. And so we say it's really good to use aged cow manure in the bottom of the hole when you're planting your rose. So we have a convenient 1.5 quart bag of aged cow manure. It seems kind of small, but that's really all you need for planting several roses, and then you don't have a lot left over. Simply tear this open, pour this into the bottom of the hole when you're planting, and cover with a little bit of soil. It's really going to help feed this rose and get it off to a great start.
You are looking at Down to Earth's Rose and Flower Mix 484. It supplies the nutrients for vigorous growth and sensational blooms. Down to Earth Rose and Flower is an excellent option for flowering annuals, perennials, and bulbs. It's also great for starting edible bulbs like garlic and onions. You can use Rose and Flower for tomatoes, peppers, and other vegetables that need extra power for fruiting and flowering. And it's derived from fishbone meal, blood meal, langbonite, alfalfa meal, which roses really love, seabird guano, rock phosphate, kelp meal, and humates. Rose and Flower is available in a 1 pound, 6 pound, 25 pound, and 50 pound package, and 5 pounds can be mixed into 100 square feet of garden soil.